All right. Let me make sure the stream is working. Hey, what's up? It is going. I am going to. What do I want to do tonight? I think I'm gonna get some. I think I'm gonna get some leather brown on the jacket on the belt. There's a little bit of a green touch up there I wanted to do, but let's start with the brown. Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna do that green touch up, or I'll forget. It's just a very very slight. I've missed one of the rim around that bottom leg band there, and it's the one that sticks out the most. So I definitely got to go and get that. How's it going with you, Model Man 3D? Tell you what, I'm glad this week is almost over for me, because it has been busy. Still got a busy day tomorrow, but crazy. Too much. So I am happy to be doing some painting tonight. A nice way to clear your brain a little bit, you know? At least that's the idea. So that it's very meditative, you know? Just turn your brain off and lay down some paint. Oh, right on, man. I'm glad you found me. I'm glad it's helping. Yeah, I remember what it was like being a beginner. It wasn't that long ago, actually. I've only really been painting for a couple of years. I mean, painting 3D models, I should say. Started in 2022, February, and just been kind of learning as I go, making all the mistakes. But yeah, I wanted to start this channel to hopefully help other beginners out there get up to speed a little quicker. I mean, I highly recommend your own personal fucking around and finding out stage, because you learn a lot just by making, your own errors, I think. But also, there are some potholes that I hope I can help some people avoid. Tell you what, I should have warmed up a little bit. My hand is a little shaky. Maybe I should have started on the brown. varnish on here. I can take it off. I don't know if I want to risk going around again. But here we go. Am I in focus? I can't. Yeah, okay. Trying to be better about where I paint so that I'm on camera. It's kind of the hardest thing for me because I got to bring stuff really close to my face. It looks a little jaggy from directly underneath, but it's only because there's like that yellow texture, and it's wicking away some of the green just a little bit. Yeah, it looks a little weird from directly up close and underneath, but it's going to be angled like that, so you're not going to ever see it like dead on like that. Alright, I think that was the only green spot I needed to touch up. There's a couple little yellow spots that I want to clean up, but I want to do the piping first just in case I, need to clean that off. Since I'm cleaning up 2 accidents. And put some wash on there. But where is my leather brown? Oh, I hope I got another bottle. Pretty sure I do. I think that was one of the ones I reloaded. Yeah. They changed their they changed the Army Painter brand though. That little Warp, now it's just called Warp Paint Ceramic by Army, or it still's got the Army Painter logo down here, so. But yeah, it's weird. This is the same stuff. The labels aren't even close. But it's brown, it's fine. I'm just thinking if I run out of this one midway through and I gotta start using that one, is it gonna throw off the color? But it can't be that off. This bottle's much more clear, so it's hard to tell. This one is just empty. I suppose it would have made more sense to shake it down towards the bottom. I'm just going to mix these two together, I think, and hope for the best. I'm going to need a lot of it anyways. Actually, I don't even think there's anything in this one. I'm going to have to let gravity work on that. There's probably only a couple drops left. Yeah, hobby paints are really tough to work with. I'm also finding this Createx paint is a little difficult to work with. Like, this says you have to spray it out between 40 and 50 psi, and I thought that sounded crazy, but it absolutely made a difference. So, like, I guess the pigments in these are just really chunky or something, but yeah, figuring out like what good paints you like. Like, I'm really happy. I like the Army Painter stuff and mostly Vallejo. But yeah, I do have a special set of these Createx for like these pearl colors, and I've got another off brand of paint. This I don't even know what the hell this is, but it's like an iridescent kind of paint. I got these for painting uh, Aquaman. Yeah, I got these for painting Aquaman, like the shells and the junk at the seafloor to give them kind of like an iridescent kind of color. So I have quite a few. I actually had to just buy a new paint rack because I'm running out of space. But eventually, you get a nice collection going. I just buy them as I need them. Like for these, like when I was going through a yellow stage, I bought a whole bunch of different yellows. I need more reds. I only have like four red choices. I need more red. I got lots of blues, lots of greens, lots of browns. But it's fun. Try them all. That's what I say. You never know what's gonna work. Yeah. In here. Oh, there's a ball in this one. I think there's a ball. This paint has sat for so long, I gotta give it a really good mix. Yeah, there's a mixing ball in there. That's nice. I'm gonna need more than that anyway, but that's enough to get me going. I need a work towel. Come here. Should 3D print myself a towel dispenser. I am super happy with how these the colors came out. Just the difference between the matte and the pearl, and then up against the yellow. I'm gonna trim all the piping in black, and yeah, it's gonna. I'm super happy with that. I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do for the badge. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that one black with chrome, like and buttons. I'll do chrome and a little panel liner, and then this outer badge I'll do black with red, and then I'll do the logo on the base black with red as well. Shouldn't have any zippers I got to worry about breaking off. I hate working around zippers. Little zipper pulls. Oh yeah, it's I mean, there's a couple tricks to doing it too. Like this is a nice raised pipe. I'm not doing it now. This is too big of a brush, obviously. But really small brush. And as long as your model is sealed, then if you get any overage, you can just wipe it off. So you always got a constant undo button once you seal your model. But anyway, for raised piping, like going at it from the side of your brush and just kind of grazing along the top, like right at the edge. I mean, that'll get the piping done. It still won't go up against all the way up against the the side angle, but that'll at least get you started. and then going up against the side. Yeah, that's just a whole lot of being very super careful. Some people tape off, like they'll tape and then they'll do piping, but that gets a little tedious. I'm going to use this little round brush. It's not little, it's a big one. Use this round brush to get into these little spaces and everything. Do the trim around the jacket, and then I'll get a big square. Get a big square mover. Do the majority of the work. You know, I just talked about sealing. I did not seal this pearl green. So I'm just gonna have to be very, very, very careful. Some Hail Mary painting right now. I'm just throwing it in there and hoping I don't miss because I can't really see. Actually, yeah, I don't use the wet palette because I felt like it it just continued to saturate the paint, you know, like the paint would just get more and more liquidy, and more often than not, I think like it ends up wasting more paint than doing any good. Yeah, like you're saying, I can't get like keeping a steady consistency is terrible. I really like these. I got these little silicone cups things. It's a culinary thing, and they use it to make like little like chocolate balls and stuff. It's a chocolate mold made out of silicone, but it cleans up real easy. Like when the paint is dry, you just peel it right out, and it's white, so all the colors are a little more true, and it stays the consistency that you make it. You know, and you can always dial it up or dial it down, and then once you get it there, it stays there, which is, you know, to me, I think is added, you know, the benefit of it. I have a wet palette up on my shelf. I'm actually just probably gonna throw it away because I never intend on using that. So yeah, I recommend the little silicone cups. You can also mix up a large volume of paint. So whenever like in this particular instance where, you know, I know I'm gonna be laying down a whole lot of green or a whole lot of brown, I can just mix up a whole buttload of it. I'm using this really terrible angle brush. Get around that corner. I need to find a new angle brush. This is a makeup brush. You can see it's just gone to shit now. It's all frayed. I still keep it around because it comes in handy for, you know, hooking. not hooking. Not a lady of the night kind of hooking. I mean, getting around corners. But yeah, I need to see if I did find a new set that has an angle brush. I just can't find only an angle brush. Like nobody sells just that, just an angle brush, like a singular one. At least not one that I can find. Although I might go check. I haven't checked that art. I haven't been to that art supply store in a while. Mainly just been going to the model shop. And I'll check some more art. I'll check locally. Maybe I'll get lucky. Completely unnecessary for me to guess. What's the plan for this stream? Oh yeah, I'll definitely get the jacket done. I want to do the jacket, the belt, and the washes because I want to do some sepia wash on the boots. Start doing some panel lining on some of the metal. I'd like to get all that done. It'll go much faster once I get done doing the trim work. I just have to be very slow right now, but once I can get away from this detail work, then I can move along. I am super happy with this green and yellow though. Very pleasing. I was afraid it was going to be too bright, and I usually don't like bright colors, but in this particular instance, it's perfect. I don't even know why I'm wasting my time. Nobody's looking up in that coat. I just want to make sure that if you catch it at an angle, you're not gonna see it. See any green? I'll try going at it from this. Yeah, that's a better angle. Yeah, super happy with that. I'm taking a risk though. I didn't seal the pearl green, so if I touch it with the brown, my only recourse is to touch it up with paint. I won't be able to just wipe it off. So I'm living on the edge. Yes, I did. I painted Wicked Pink on the as the shadow before I did the Demonic Yellow. The tag is right on top of it, but it's Demonic Yellow. It looks amazing. That is such a good trick. Such a good trick. Yeah, the first yellow I tried to do, like major yellow color, was on the Flash piece that I did. He was like my second or third model, so it was terrible. But yeah, that yellow was difficult, and I just kept messing that up. And then on Cyclops, even I messed that up several times. So I struggled with yellow for a while, and then I think I saw a ground affected video actually. I'm gonna send him a little shout out in this video for helping me, because I was struggling with that for a long time, and I happened upon I was doing research for this rogue statue, looking for reference material or other statues that people had painted, and I came across his video. I think it was from like 2 years ago or something. And I think he may have used ink, like yellow ink, but same principle. I just did a thin layer of Demonic Yellow. I don't even think I did like 2 passes. And that's what's cool. That's kind of cool about it too, is like you can't really mess it up. Like adding more yellow it'll only mute it to a certain point. You know what I mean? Like, so it's pretty foolproof actually, I think. As long as you do a light shade of pink, like a really, you put your pink where you want your shadows to be, and you just use that to control the saturation, so you don't go super heavy with it, then the yellow does really nice. I do have a question though. I do want to try an experiment. I want to know what happens if you do the yellow first and then the pink on top of it. Do you get the same effect? Probably not, but I'm going to try it on a spoon first. I'm not going to try it on a production piece. I'm not crazy. Again, nobody's going to be looking up in there, Bobby. Stop it. Taking risks. Living on the edge. It's going to drive me crazy though, because I can see it. Just can't get a good angle on it. What's up, Jeffro? Do I sell the models? No, I do not. I'm selfish. I hoard them like a dragon hoards gold. But I imagine someday in the near-ish future, I'm going to completely run out of space. So at that point, I may consider selling. I will also be, much, much more experienced. So by then, hopefully, I'll be cranking them out faster and better. And so at that point, then I probably would. I could either sell them or maybe I'll raffle them away. Give one to my good friend Jeffro. But yeah, it's I don't want to get it. It's funny because everybody that sees them says, "Oh, you can sell these." I was like, "Yeah, I know I can, but I don't want to." And I don't know. I I don't want to. But mainly too, it's like the reason I don't take commissions and stuff, at least like without serious consideration, is that I don't want to be like I don't want somebody waiting on me to get something done, because my life is like not as predictable as some. So it's like I can't just guarantee I'm going to be sitting down and painting, you know, on any given day. Like I got family stuff, I got work stuff. Now, if I was doing this for a living, obviously I know where I'm going to be, 8 hours a day or more. But until that dream comes true, I'm just going to paint and entertain you people. There you go. Persistence. Persistence is the key. You have to be on my chat every time I'm on, like Jeffro is, and that way you're in the forefront of my brain. That's how it works. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, as they say. I don't know who they is, but that's what I've heard they say. I do really freaking enjoy this hobby though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm so happy to finally have something that I know I'm continually like engaged with and challenged by, and I have a never-ending supply of it. Oh, it's so good. I made my way to nerd heaven, and I'm never leaving. Seriously, I'm gonna be doing this until I can't see. I can't see anything, and my hands are shaking, and they won't let me take my statues to the nursing home. I just love it so freaking much. I'm actually excited about starting my next project too, and I didn't think I was going to be excited because I wasn't. I was kind of on the fence about the statue, but it's for a gift, so it wasn't up to me essentially. Um, I'm doing the Miles Morales from Wicked, from the Across the Spider Verse series that they did. Um, painting Miles is pretty easy. Just black and red for the most part. But the base on that thing is crazy because it's supposed to be the, you know, Across the Spider Verse kind of crazy comic book color stuff. And so I'm looking forward to that challenge because I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I do think I want to do some like what do they call halftone? Is that what it's called? Halftone pixelation. The big, well, the dots, the dot look. I think I'm gonna find a halftone stencil. See if I can paint something like that on that base. That would be cool. All right, I'll get this edge while I'm doing it, but I'm gonna go back with the big brush here in a minute and just slap some paint on this. Yes, the Doomslayer. That is a good one. Yeah, the one where he's like jumping and shooting that thing in the mouth. That one looks really cool with LEDs in it. So I may end up doing something like that sometimes. No, not soon, but at some point in the future. I have that statue. That's another thing. I have a backlog, just a humongous backlog of statues. And so yeah, I'm gonna try to power through as many of them as I can. They keep making more and better ones. They just keep coming every month. You guys, funny stuff. Funny. You're funny guys. All right, I did seal the yellow, so if I hit that, at least I don't have to worry about that so much. crisp high five. So when you say sculpting, you mean you're doing a 3D model of it? I mean, I take it by your handle. That's what you do. Are you doing all the are you doing all the Street Fighter guys? Oh, I gotta. All right. I really don't want to fuck up this yellow, so that's as close as I need to get. That is close enough. A hair? You tell what the heck that is. Oh, nice. Yeah, I actually I rewatched Deadpool the other night. Oh. Hair or something. It's gonna drive me nuts. I gotta get my X-Acto. Hold on. Then you do a little bit of surgery. It looks like there was a little hair or something got painted in the yellow, or at least painted in the varnish. Hopefully it's just the varnish. I'm going to try my darndest to remove it without removing any color. Oh, it's too quiet. Where'd my songs go? Thank you. Alright, it's good enough. Oh man, that sucks. Sorry you're sick. Welcome back though. Sorry I missed your questions last night. I think I just had my head down. I wasn't concentrating. Yeah, this jacket has got a little bit of an undercut right here. So I don't want to go with my big brush. I use this little baby one. We're getting this done now. The Rona. No offense, sorry. I didn't mean to laugh at that, but it's a funny way to say it. I'm so nervous about messing up this yellow. I don't want to risk getting too close to it, especially in these little nooks. Black right there. This is gonna drive me crazy. All right, I'm gonna risk it. Trying to bump the camera with my head, and let's make sure I got my hook in the hook position. It's even worse. I got part of it perfect, and I totally missed the other part. Too much paint on my brush. Alright, it's good enough. That part doesn't matter. Alright. Yeah, I hope you're feeling okay. Sucks being sick. I may schedule next Friday off because I've had a busy ass couple of weeks. I feel like I need to take a health and safety break. Just spend the day painting. 3-day paint weekend. Right? Like I said, as long as you seal, if you put a varnish between your paint layers, that is kind of like your undo button. I use the Army Painter varnish between layers. It dries super fast. It goes on with your airbrush, so you don't have to take it outside and use like a rattle can or some shit. Like, I don't understand the model painters that do that. Like, just like do one varnish, one gloss or one coat of a particular varnish, because then it's like everything has the same finish, and that doesn't look right. Like, some things are supposed to be glossy, some things should be matte, some things should be satin. So at least that's what I think. But that is one of my peeves. I don't know why. Especially if it's a kick-ass paint job. You do a kick-ass paint job, and then you make everything glossy, like everything's wet. Why is everything wet? I'm trying to find my line without touching that yellow, but also I think I may be seeing things. Oh God, no! I can get closer than that. So nervous. Why am I so nervous? All right, here goes nothing. Where's my hook? Hook is that direction. Going over too much paint, screwed. But if I don't have enough, can't make a straight line. Undercut is like right up against the yellow. No. You spray it on, like I said, you spray it in between. Like right now, this yellow is sealed with a satin varnish. So if I got brown on it, all I would need to do is take a little bit of water and wash it off. I'm trying really hard not to, though. Hence my trepidation with this inverted seam here. My hook. And just trying to, the yellow is just giving me a hard time visually, like discerning where the line is. That one spot, where was it? This spot. Second pad. There. Alright, well now since I'm getting I'm getting warmed up now. I think that was the thing. I was just going in here cold trying to paint these edges. My brain was fighting me, but I think I got it now. We settled down, didn't we, brain? Yeah, we did. Well, that's what my brain sounds like. Alright, that's better. Look at that. Now I can finish this trim work and then start laying down some brown here. Nothing else is a different color. The whole rest of it is brown. So just got to do this trim. Because this spot over here, it's not up against the yellow. A little bit of separation. Does make it easy, but it also makes it a little vulnerable. I have to pay attention to both ends of the brush. If you push too hard on the back and the front pokes out, hits the opposite wall, and then you're screwed. Alrighty. Let's get my big boy. Where you at? Maybe not big boy. Oh, medium boy. Plenty big. I can mix up some more brown. Yep. That's the secret. Seal between layers, and you can use a little water and a little Q-tip and just boop 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 like it never even happened. And you won't strip off your other layers of paint. Yeah, on that Cyclops model, I broke off so many zipper pulls that I finally got fed up with them, and they were all like partially broken, so I just broke them all off and then reprinted like 9 of them, and I only needed 3. So I figured if I did 9, I should be able to get 3 good ones out of it. And as I was trying to replace them, I kept breaking them. So I ended up using 7 of the 9 to replace 3 zipper pulls in total. It was ridiculous. It was funny though. I learned a lot about myself that day. This leather brown dries fast, man. Yeah, it flattens out nicely. Try not to. Sometimes using a square brush in these little corners, it'll make little air bubbles in your paint. And that, my friends, is no bueno. I'll have to go to a round brush to get in there, I think. Ooh, slop that on there. Go back and get some of that. The texture in this model is fantastic. Like the leathery texture here. It's hard to see right now, but once I put wash on it and give it a dry brush, all this texture is really going to pop out nicely. Pop, pop. Is a Saturn IV? Is that a big printer? Or like a medium sized printer? I'm thinking about adding another semi-large printer to my stable, but at the same time, you know what? I think I'm probably good because I usually I'll print one while I'm painting one, and so like in this case, Miles is already printed and standing by. So after I get started printing him, after I get started painting him, I'll start printing the next piece that I'm working on, and by the time all the hours that pass, usually I start the print before I clock into work, and let it run during the day. Run overnight if it needs to. But I usually just print, while I'm painting, so it never feels like I'm waiting on stuff. So, but I don't know if I want to. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I want to get another printer or not. I don't think I need to speed up my process. Probably just perfect. I do feel like I've got a pretty decent workflow now when it comes to printing and painting and making YouTube videos. I feel like I got a pretty good process for getting all that done. Trying to not handle the yellow so much in case I got contaminated fingers. There we go. Pour it from the bottom. Smart. Oh, you don't? Yeah. Well, thanks for letting me know. I would prefer someone be excited about the product. Like I can tell you, I'm excited. Like I love my I have an Anycubic M3 Premium. Freaking love that thing. Seriously. Like if I do have a misprint, it's user error. It's totally not the machine's fault. It's just me being a dumbass. And I can tell you that without shame, because the machine is awesome. It holds like two of those big, 1 kilogram bottles of resin. Like you can just load that up with it, and very rarely, I mean, you're never going to drain that much in one print session, And once I got it dialed in and the plate leveled and everything, it's just been a workhorse. I have a hard time with millimeter sizes. I really don't know. Is that big? I think my build plate on the M3 Premium is like 9 inches, maybe 10, something like that. It's a decent size. I mean, it's still not huge, but I mean, it's for 1/6 scales and the occasional quarter scale statue. It's it works. I did have to split some quarter scale stuff But yeah, it's not a big deal. You print stuff in chunks anyway, right? But yeah, the M3 Premium, I would recommend. It's a 8K. Is it 8K or 4K? I think it might just be 4. No, wait, no, I think it's 8. And but the Z rod, the thickness of the Z rod that the main, the thing runs up and down on, is really really nice. It's nice and thick, so there's no vertical wobble like my the Mono X suffered from a lot of um, wobble, especially on like the taller prints, and that's why I ended up getting rid of that. And so just manufacturing wise, I think the M3 Premium is a better design. And I like the resin. I like the Anycubic resin too. I know a lot of people hate on that, but you do you, man. I'm gonna do me. The plant-based resin and the clear transparent resin both have the exact same cure times, so I don't even have to recalibrate my machine for different resin. And all I really use is the regular gray and then the transparent, the clear. So that's a really nice benefit. Not having to, you know, adjust. Once I did the print test, I just started with my default gray setting, just for shits and giggles, and then got it dialed in, and I went a little higher, went a little lower, and I couldn't see any change, so I just left the transparent setting same as the gray setting, and haven't had a problem. I do need to print a drip hanger, like a hanger plate. I need to print one of those. I usually leave my print sitting on there, kind of drip dry anyway for a little while. But it would be nice to be able to put it up at an angle. It's just so much weight. I don't know if I would trust it. That's my only main thing. Is like, would I trust the printed part to hold the weight of that big ass plate and whatever model is on it? I don't think I do. I'll come up with something a little more robust way to angle the plate so that it can drip. Just gotta think outside the box a little bit. 50 seconds? Yeah, that's a long time. That's crazy town. 50 seconds. Mine's like 22 for the bottom layer. Might even be 20. 20 or 22 seconds, I can't remember, for my bottom layer. And then it's about 2.1 seconds per layer after that. For me. Oh, here I am using this little tiny brush. Well, I guess I need it to get down in here. And not let this brown pool up anywhere. Kind of flooded it when I went in there with a loaded ass brush. It's hard to see, so I want to make sure I got down in there best I could. Bloop, 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 in between the straps. Alright. Back to big painting. I have to take some swipes at different angles because these little textured, little leather textures got like little bumps, little divots in it. It's gonna look sweet once I wash over it. Give it some dry brushing. Need to mix up some more brown here. Yeah, this leather brown's actually really nice. I think they changed their formula or something because it's just flattening right out. It's really nice. Nice coverage. It's flowing pretty good. Oops. Slinging water everywhere. I'm drinking up my all this leather, all this texture is drinking up my paint. I do love a nice quiet evening. Everybody's doing their own things. We got some family up here from Tampa. You know, while the power's still out and everything's still flooded, you know, they're not going to go back today. But that's been kind of nice, you know, just having some extra bodies in the house. But we're also very introverted people, so it's nice to be able to just go to our own corners and do our own things. I'm leaving air bubbles. I need to slow it down. This is all going to be underneath her big ass hair. I did choose the big hair rogue, which I'm happy that I did because I think it's a little more dynamic than the they gave two sculpts for the portrait for this statue, and one with the kind of the straight hair rogue, and then one with the big crazy bouffant hair. I went with the crazy bouffant hair. I'm still on the fence if I want to do a video showing how I did the supports, you know, for this model. I recorded it all. I just don't know if I just don't know if I have the expertise to be providing instruction on how to do supports for printing, because I think I probably still have a lot to learn. So I may hold off on that. Some people have been asking for it, but I don't know. What do you guys think? You wanna weigh in? Should I make a video on how I do supports on my models? Because I have all the footage. Like I said, I chose probably the most complicated model I could have chosen. Her portrait, her headshot is like crazy complex. Do I leave supports inside the models? Yes, unless I am running wires through them. If I got to run LEDs or run wiring through, I try to remove as many of the supports as I can. But for the most part, yeah, I just leave the supports in there. For big stuff, I actually made a custom support design that is like big pegs on either end, like there's no point on the inside. So I call it internal pillar. It's a pillar support, and basically it's just a big tube, and so it helps with the inside for big stuff like the bases and anything that's going to be holding a lot of weight. I'll use the support pillars on the inside. But for the most part, I just use like a modified version of Lychee's medium support. I say modified because I made a preset with a little slightly smaller tip, just so it does less surface damage. So it's the same overall thickness, but the tip is a little bit smaller. So I mean, yeah, I could cover stuff like that in a video. I just don't want to get into like making a bunch of tutorials. You know what I'm saying? But I also know, like I said, from remembering what it was like being a newbie, like trying to figure out how to do supports and stuff. It was a whole lot of trial and error. I feel like there are other YouTube content creators out there, other painters and stuff. They've covered that stuff though, so that's why I'm on the fence. Maybe I'll do a YouTube poll after I post this video. I don't know. Like I said, I'd rather do painting video tutorials than a technical discussion. Bunch of little edges in here. I know there's some people that also they print with infill, like lattices and stuff, which I heard leaves a cleaner inside, for your models. But I feel like that uses more resin than you need to. But it also may drain better. So I might try that on my next model. See if it makes the model any lighter or any less rigid or something. Just on the inside, just do the lattice infill or whatever it's called, grid infill or whatever it is. Actually, I don't know if Lychee does that. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think it only does supports, like when you run the automatic internal supports. That might just be a Chitu box thing. I have to look into that. I might have to use a round brush to get in there. Some thick wrinkles. But it's starting to look like something. Oh, you think it's a good idea that I make a video on supports, doing supports, or trying the lattice and infill, for my own personal fucking around and finding out? Worst case scenario, I burn up. I have to trash a print. Best case scenario, I learn something new and find a new way of doing things. Is that something stuck right there? Get that off. Drive me crazy, but it's saturated with paint right now. Oh yeah, I definitely do that. I mean, I show the sanding, and I don't show the washing, the de supporting and the washing. I do that off camera, but I do record, the sanding and just the pre-production parts of it. It's a very special circumstance. I wouldn't normally do this, but there's a little chunk of something right there, and it's driving me crazy. So we're gonna get rid of it. This brown is gonna be textured and all kinds of other stuff, so you're not gonna see it in just a second. There's definitely a big lump right there, and I don't like it. Now I got chunks of stuff everywhere. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. Still got time. Brush. I need to go stuff. Please, no, it's a cool. Can I have a fire down here? There we go, like it never happened. Oh, I got a fully loaded brush that time. My goodness. Oh, I can't hit this. What's going on? Sorry, I'm turtling. Bringing it in close to my face. Oh, I gotta stand up. I got a new chair, chair pillow thing, and not quite broken in yet, so it's a little lumpy right now. It's hurting me. I'll take a little health and safety break here in a second. Right on there, though. Nice and covered. Make sure I got in that little hole. All the little crevices, all the creases, under the tabs here. Alright. I believe that is a brown jacket. It's already, oops, except for that part, it's already mostly dry. Nope, I just rested it on the same part that I just touched up. Dang it. How about I set it down this direction? Huzzah. Alright, give me just a second. Take a quick health and safety break, and then I'm going to come back and paint this brown belt here. And then actually, I think that's the last thing I really need to base coat, except for the portrait, which I will do that on a whole separate episode, because I like doing the portrait all at once. Sometimes it takes a little back and forth. All right, I'll be right back. All right. Oh, let me move this pillow around a little bit here. Get you settled into a final position. All right. So now that's too big. That's too. You'll probably work. My water's getting trashy over there. Excuse me. Don't burp and paint. Almost messed up. Oh, I should make these little loops black or silver. I wonder if those being silver is out of the question. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's a pretty simple paint job. I mean, as far as color scheme goes, there's not a whole lot going on with Rogue. Alright, just piled up a bunch of paint right here for no reason. Oh, now I'm wiping it off. Alright, let me chill out on that for a second. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it's not a super complicated color scheme here. So I'm going to try to spice it up where I can. I did see one paint job where they took black and went around the little leather pouch, the piping on the leather pouches. I might do that, but I don't know. Maybe not. Black might be too much. Oh, I've got too much water in my brush. That's the problem. Why is this all runny? I know I didn't mix it up runny. Give it a stir though. Oh, I'm almost out. That's another problem. dry a little bit. Yeah, I want to do those little ribs in something. I just don't know if I want it to, how much I want it to stick out, or if it just, maybe just a darker brown or something, reddish brown or something. Painting pouches. Love it. I love painting pouches. Big pouches, small pouches, tiny butt pouches, leg pouches, even shoe pouches. Pouch, pouch, pouch. Sorry, I'm driving you crazy yet. It was just too quiet. I had to say something. That's funny. I'm gonna shut up. Keep painting pouches. I wonder if I should do these in a different color than the belt. I'm trying to, just like I said, I'm trying to find some more ways to mix this up a little bit. I've got a red leather. Tell me, what is better than a butt pouch? Can't wait to hear this. Don't let me down, Jeffro. 2 butt pouches. I hate you. Oh, that was funny. That was pretty funny. You caught me off guard with that one. And with this little brush is making it difficult to get even coverage. And yet I continue when I know what the answer to my problem is to use a larger brush. Not fill this one with more paint than you know what to do with. I do love a good Chuck Norris bit. I think my favorite Chuck Norris one is Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down. That one's my favorite. That's funny. Those are good. Those are good ones, Jeffro. Keep them coming. That's funny. Good times, good times. That was a good one. Two stones, one bird. That's fucking funny. You can't make me laugh. I'm trying to paint. I'm trying to paint right now. uh, That's funny. I gotta do that. Gotta do the whole top too. But I'm not gonna do that with a tiny brush. That's dumb. Alright, let's get that a minute to dry. I don't think I'm going to have the hand to paint the piping on this tonight, but it's almost 9. We'll see. That needs another coat of brown, actually. Let's go with a little bigger brush, though, so freaking long. I'll go around the top edge. The inside edge is good now. Why has this got so much brown in it? Oh, because I used it. Back it. When I was jamming paint up in there. All up in the bristles. I'm gonna try to dry brush this belt at all. It's too close to the yellow. I'm gonna give it a wash. Just leave it kind of a dark leathery brown. These I will dry brush, so they'll stick out a little bit, which is nice. What's putty on there? Turn into open mic night here in the chat. Love it. Aw. Stephen Hawking. All right, let's let that dry for a bit. I guess I need to touch up this brown anywhere. Oh, right there. I can go ahead and get this sealed. Try really hard not to hit the pearlized green. The rest of this can all be satin. Sure, don't have any other spots anywhere. Good. Oh, right there. Thank you. Yeah, I'm super happy with how that turned out. I love the way the two different greens catch the light. And whenever I put that black piping in between, it's gonna look mwah. I'm really happy with that color combo. Although I don't like the paint that I sprayed. It was a little difficult to work with. It was that Createx, Create, yeah, whatever. This stuff over here. It's a good color, and it matches. I use this color because it's the same color as the pearl, but it does not spray well. Or you gotta spray it really super high pressure. It's just 40 to 50 psi, and they are not joking about that. Sounds like a lot because it is a lot. I usually spray around 18 to 20. It's like normally like my high pressure. So dialing up to 40, I felt like I was doing something wrong, but it did atomize better at that higher pressure. I think because the pigments are really big. It's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, I just happened to have that a set of the pearl colors, and I guess this all came as a kid. I don't even remember buying these, but I had them for such a long time, and I didn't really use them. I use them now mainly for like metals and stuff. They've got a good selection of metals and things. And but now that I know the whole ink and chrome trick, when I need like really shiny metal, that's the direction I'm going to go in. That's a support divot, just catching the light weird. I gotta put some. Oh yeah, I gotta seal these. So I think is that trying? Like I said, I don't want if I. Oh, I made a big boo boo right there. Touch that up later. I don't want to get. I don't want to seal. I don't want to get varnish on the pearl. I really like it. But if it does, I can just go back and seal it all with the gloss. Just hand gloss it. Probably a better idea, honestly. But I don't want it to lose its shine. This I'll definitely have to spray. Could just brush paint it on there. I think I'm just going to brush paint it on there. Let's do that. Yeah, so like on my Gambit that I did, I chromed out his chest armor, and then I used alcohol ink to tint the chrome, so it's like super shiny metal. It's really really good. I'm still working on a good like chrome. Oh, I forgot about my stuff soaking in here. I'm still working on a good mirror chrome, but that one I think I just need to be properly inspired to do. Like when I decide I want a Silver Surfer, then I will do I'll find a chrome that will just like be like a mirror chrome. I think I have it. I think this airbrush Green Stuff World chrome that I have will be great. I just need to use like what is it, like a gloss black or something as a base layer for it. Then I think it'll be great. I'm taking my airbrush tip out of the cleaner. It's been soaking in. I don't know if you can over soak these things, but there's some rubber bits in there. I don't want to do any damage to that. A lot of buildup on the needle guard. I really like this needle guard design on this Evolution, but it does catches some overspray if you're a little too zealous with it. Hold on, I can't see what you guys are typing. I'll be back over there in a second. Blow some air through that. Make sure there's no buildup in there. I got up to get varnish, and then I got distracted by my airbrush components laying all out. I forgot that I disassembled her for cleaning. There you go, back in business. All right, I'm back. What did we say? Have I tested spraying the liquid chrome? I did spray the liquid chrome on these saw blade parts, and they have a really nice shine to them. You can see that, like, right? I think the texture on them, and because I just sprayed right on the flat primer though, I think I could get more of a mirror like reflection out of it if I use the Green Stuff World Chrome with a gloss black base, like a base coat of gloss black first, then do the Vallejo Chrome. And then I've seen some people go and like polish it up, you know, like buff it or whatever. And this thing is textured, so it's basically impossible. I'll try some spoon tests on it though before I go to do a like a Silver Surfer or something. But I mean, like I said, you can see this is pretty. It's shiny, but it's not like reflective, you know. So I'm waiting to find something like reflective. Molotow liquid chrome. I'll look into that. Yeah, so the Green Stuff World Chrome, I've got a bottle of that too, but that you cannot run through the airbrush unless you get the, like this one, unless you get the airbrush version. Like that's what this airbrush version is what I use to do on the saw blades. This version, from what I saw, you're basically just supposed to like drop it and let it run, because when it pools, that's how the mirror, that's like how the plates come together and it makes the mirror kind of surface. Is you basically just kind of have to like let it run like a wash almost. If you drag your brush through it, it'll mess it up. So you can't paint this on. It's more like a guided kind of flow, if that makes sense. What's up, Mando? I will try the Molotow liquid chrome. I'll look that up. I've been trying, like, I've got so many bottles of chrome right now. Like I'm surrounded by chrome, and only like 2 of them I like. The Vallejo Chrome is great. I really like the Vallejo Chrome, and this Green Stuff Airbrush Chrome I think is going to be my new like super shiny chrome. All the other chromes I got, metals, tins, aluminums. I'm sure I'll use them at some point for other stuff, but usually my go-to is the Vallejo Chrome. And that one looked really good with the ink, with the alcohol ink, the Vallejo Chrome. It takes the alcohol ink really well. You know what? I'm going to be using quite a bit of this, so way down in there. I don't want to do that. Just dump some out inside a cup here. Handle it so I don't lose it. So now, yeah, so now I'm just giving these a little bit of a varnish with this premium varnish. I want to seal in this brown without airbrushing it because I don't want to touch the pearl. Now the trick with this stuff is that it goes, you can easily, like I'm doing right now, just super flood the thing and it'll dry it a little thicker than it should. Also don't want air bubbles in it. Just popping air bubbles. I went in here with way too heavy of a brush. That's okay. This is where the two parts rub together anyway, so. I want to give this a seal before I go and start dry brushing. Well, I'm going to wash it first and then I'm going to dry brush it. I want to make sure it's got a little bit of protection from the wash, because it's too liquidy. It'll reactivate the brown underneath it. Yeah, I think I've got. Well, I don't have Green Stuff World metal pigments, but I've got some Vallejo pigments, and I've got some like weird off-brand, like metallic gold pigment things, which actually do come in handy every now and then, especially if you need to like make a metallic paint a little more rich, or you want to give it like a slightly different, like two-tone kind of shine. You can like mix gold in with like a blue, stuff like that, and do some really cool funky effects. I need to quit touching that. I'm adding texture to it and I don't want to. Yeah, for me the varnish isn't about protecting the paint. It's more about like the way the light catches the paint and makes it kind of feel like a material. I use the satin a lot because it's got just a subtle, like it'll catch the light, but it's just a very, very light catch. Like it's not like gloss, it's not going to throw it back in your face. So for like skin and rocks and stuff that you want to see some of the texture in it. I like to use a heavy satin varnish for that because, like I said, I want it to catch a little bit of the light, so you can see the detail. I think it also enriches the color a little bit. Like, again, I guess it's probably another trick of the light that it's throwing more color back in your face. But it kind of deepens the color a little bit, enriches it a little bit. It's hard to explain. I'm being a little ham-fisted with this right now, but and this is not the quick drying stuff either. I mean, it dries quick, but it takes like an hour or so to cure. It takes a while to cure. I can speed it up with a hairdryer at this point too, if I was in a hurry. But I may just finish this varnish and then hang it up for the night. I like to relax a couple hours before I go to bed. I found that if I try to go to bed like right after I get done painting, all I'm thinking about is painting, and then I don't sleep. Which I guess is a fun problem to have, I mean, I'm happy that I have a hobby that I'm passionate enough about that it keeps me awake at night. Sounds like a weird thing to be happy about, but I appreciate that fact. I don't have to be that careful with this, but I do need to not leave bubbles in the varnish because I'm putting it on too heavy. Oh, I missed the spot. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm really. I added a little tiny, just a touch of a black wash, like right along her hip bones and kind of like underneath, like around her thighs and stuff, just to kind of round them off a little bit. And then that coupled with the pink, tones for the shading of the yellow, like the way it all just kind of came together. Like I'm really super happy with it. Once I get this piping done and I had a little bit of mask spillage, and I'll get that piping cleaned up and then clean up those edges and it'll be perfect. Never even know. Those little spots leaked. I may try, I think I am going to try a tape mask on my next statue. I'm going to try to get some better tape. I think I'm just using really shitty tape. So I have noticed that the Plasti-Tack method with the plastic wrap is great, but if you don't get your edges down like super, super low to the point of like it may fail as a mask, then it leaves a little bit of an edge. And which on most stuff it's fine. I mean, like it leaves like a buildup of paint as an edge. I mean, like a little drift of paint. It's hard to explain, but there's like a little ridge. Like it happened on her boots, and I really kind of started paying attention to it. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna try a tape mask next time. See if I can find a better masking tape. I think all I got right now is painter's tape, and that's not good enough. It's not sticky enough or something. I don't know what it. It's meant to stick to flat surfaces, not like crazy, organic shapes. So I think I need something more just like along the lines of a masking tape. It's got a lot of flexibility. Yeah, I've got some Tamiya tape. I'll try that again. It's that really thin, the really thin one. So I think I need to get a bigger joint for taping big stuff. But all that. But yeah. So anyway, I think I'm gonna give that a shot. I don't really need to seal in here. I just Don't want there to be any sort of like color differences on the visible areas. I may need to go back and do a little bit of a touch up on a couple little spots of brown, but I can get it all sealed right now. All the yellow's been varnished before, so I'm not too worried about that. Follow the geometry here and speed this along. Filling my little X-Men cross there. Hard part is just remembering where you start and stop. It's damn near impossible to see, kind of going by how wet it looks. Do. Painting nothing. I like to give leather coats a little kind of an extra thick coat of varnish anyway. I like for leather coats to have a little bit of a sheen, especially after you do the wash. They kind of get muted out. So I'll do the wash, I'll do the dry brush, and then I'll varnish it one more time. This varnish layer is just to prevent the wash from like reactivating the brown and making it look patchy. Yeah, I mean you can see a difference between the varnished and the unvarnished now that it's dried. And you know what? I think I may just hit this with a heat gun, dry it out real good, and just keep trucking. I still got some juice in me, I think. Enough I can do a dry brush or a wash, maybe. It's done. Yeah, I'm actually glad I chose to do it this way instead of trying to do it with the airbrush and trying to spray it around the pearl green. I did not want to do that. Should go and get the inside of that just a little bit. At least the outside of the inside. The part that you can really see. Speaking of seeing, sorry I keep taking out of camera. I get in my zone and I start inching it closer to my face. bubbles in there. I do this too fast. We got some pools. All right. All right. There we go. I did that. I did. What time is it? Yeah, it's 9:30. I think I'm gonna hang it up. Let that varnish dry overnight. Then I will give it a wash. Then a dry brush. And finish painting all the little details, the gold and the chrome and the metal little clips and bits and a little badge. Gotta paint her little belt buckle. I think that's red. I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the badge on her coat chrome with a black. Or I'm sorry, yeah, black on the inside, chrome on the outside. So maybe no, but I'm pretty sure belt is red. Did it chrome and red? Chrome and red? I think her belt, I'll do chrome and red, and I think her badge on her chest I'll do chrome and black, and then the badging on her jacket I'll do black and red. I think that sounds like a plan. Yeah, it's if I can touch it, is it dry? Yeah, it's starting to look like something. Like the Terminator. Whew, all right, yeah, I gotta punch out. Silver Surfer's girlfriend. Well, thanks for entertaining us, Jeffro. Appreciate that. I'm going to jump off of here. You guys have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. And I will definitely be back on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday night, so I will be on tomorrow night and get some more of this done. Right? Actually, I'll probably have this finished this weekend. I should. All I gotta, I can finish up the other stuff tomorrow night. Start on the portrait on Saturday. I can have this finished. So anyway, that's the plan. I'm sleeping. You guys have a good night. Take care. Adios. All that jazz. I'll catch you next time.